Outside concerts are nice. The last outdoor concert. That's cool. Last concert I went to that was outdoors was a it was a bunch of groups. It had Skillet, Seether, All That Remains, God, and there was one other guy. I can't quite remember the name for the life of me. All That Remains is probably one of my favorite bands of all time, and I've seen them probably 3 times. Who sings what? Miss Murder? That'd be a question for somebody else. I've never even heard of that song. Yeah.
We're approaching the temple, Petra.
Copy that. Standing by.
Oh, wow. I know I went to go see Starset. That was pretty cool. I saw them on their very first tour. I think we were the first stop. Yeah, they actually put on a great show. I got to meet the head singer. He's a great guy.
Heart of the temple. You're looking for one of the Queen's Techians. Tech witches, you guardians.
I actually opened for Great Big Sea once.
She was taken, but she can be saved. Her will is not her own.
When they played at the Fergus Games,
a
dozen years ago now, Grand Celtic opened for them. Yeah, I skipped all that shit and just went on stage with them.
That's the last couple shows I went to were all electronic shows, so...
The last concert I went to was Mudmen.
Mudmen? Never heard of them.
Oh, the Mudmen are pretty good.
Last show I went to was an electronic artist called Wooly, and that was decent. And then the one before that I went to was Activision, and they're like the biggest dubstep group on the face of the planet. It was a crazy show. Oh yeah, no, I've heard them.
This is an elephant. Clear the room. I'll get it working.
Yeah. Yeah. The one I went to was in a venue that I think housed a few thousand people. It was indoor. But the big draw with Activision is I think it was a couple million watts of bass. Like, the speakers were freaking... I'll just send you a video link of what one of the shows looks like. It's insane. Like, I can't adequately describe it.
Also, Hadil has been to some concerts relatively recently, too. Yeah, if chat would like to share.
I know there's a concert here recently that was Rob Zombie, or White Zombie, yeah, Rob Zombie, White Zombie, kind of the same thing, and Marilyn Manson that were playing. The tickets were ridiculously expensive, though. It was like it was $180 just for, like, really cheap tickets. Cheap, quote-unquote. Which is a shame too. I heard the show was great for Rob Zombie. I heard Marilyn Manson's show actually wasn't very good. Well, he's not allowed to. He's not allowed to do half the shit he used to due to a lot of restrictions.
They sabotaged the elevator.
Yeah. So, but I heard Rob Zombie was freaking off the chain.
Guardian down.
Ow. Oh, thanks.
Guardian down.
Yeah, that's like a lot of concerts though.
Motley Crue would be a fantastic concert. Nice. I know Disturbed's going to be in town coming up here, and I'm probably going to go to that. And then Five Finger Death Punch is going to be in town, I think, in December, and I'm definitely going to go see them, too. I wish Godsmack would come back to town. They've only been here, like, once in the past few years, and I didn't have the money then to go see them. Yeah, and then there's another electronic show I'm going to go to in February with my buddy Computer, which is stream with Nolan, and it's Dead Mouse we're going to see. Well, that's going to be.
Oh my lord, the anime North here is so cool.
I've got to say, of all the types of concerts I've ever been to, raves have probably been the most fun.
Fucking.
Well, it's the atmosphere, it's the people, it's the music, it's all of it. Yeah, Wallflower.
Let's try that teleporter.
I know,
It's in the ground.
yeah, no, I totally get that. There's rules of etiquette for everywhere you go, and the rules of etiquette for an underground club are very different than the ones that most people are used to.
I'd be like, you want a tug and a thug?
Oh, like the Activision show we went to, I swear to God, like, there were supposed to be rules, none of them got enforced, I'll put it that way.
Well, they have to have rules on paper.
They tried to enforce them, there was no way it was going to happen. The crowd was so dense, and there were so many people there, like, no, there wasn't jack shit they were going to do. I think at some point, security was kind of like, you know what, yeah, just make sure no one tries to kill anybody, and...
Did you ever
how
see,
you think you're fine just doing it?
This is for Hadil. Did you ever see, I think Larkon Ciel was there once.
Who?
I'm responding to chat.
No, I know, I was asking, who'd you say?
It's an anime group.
Ah.
Well, okay,
I
it's
wouldn't
not.
know.
It's a group that has a lot of anime music under their belt.
Okay.
Oh, the year you couldn't go was L'Arc-en-Ciel. That is rough. Miku?
What's your name, Miku? Hologram concerts seem like they'd be pretty cool.
No, they're taken, not falling.
Down.
Fuck you, Thralls. I guess you thought you could land it. Oh. Is that the word of the week, month, and year?
Well, that's kind of what they encourage the watcher to do. So, you're giving her the Dora the Explorer experience.
That's the witch. Remember, we're here to save her.
That's funny. I was more of a fan of books and shit like that. I liked books. Now I had a huge thing for like old cartoons. Like my favorite was Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I had one of those. Those are... Yeah, I've got my little sisters a couple of those. Those are really cool. Ah, that's awesome. Well, in entertainment's one of those things you kind of need to get your money's worth out as you space it out. Because, I mean, attention spans in kids aren't the longest thing on the planet. They'll look at something once, then usually, and that's one of their favorites, not look at it much after that. Oh, go to, DC.
Probably got Lily.
Oh, Lily, yeah. Good point. Yeah, well, no, she's still in game, so we'll just kick her out of party.
Look at invites, she's probably returning.
We've got her on the run. Keep it up.
See you later.
Oh, no, I got annihilated by a piece of debris.
Debris? Did you get DC'd or Lilied? Okay. Also, I'm totally gonna shamelessly steal Broly's joke. That's the joke he made.
When you weren't here to hear it.
Absolutely fucking shameless.
So,
oh god.
Oh no! Hadil's been reading the Epic of Gilgamesh.
That's a really awesome story. It's one of my favorites. It's been a while since I've read any of the classics. Last classical book I read... What?
I'm pretty sure there's a graphic novel version of Gilgamesh as well.
Last classical book I read was Julius Caesar, and that was technically a play. I want to read the Necronomicon at some point.
I want to do a Necronomicon at some point.
What are you talking about?
Guardian down.
Yeah, what book? What'd you... Friends. She's stabbing scissors into your head. What the hell? That actually reminds me of a news story that happened in Florida today. Or, it wasn't today, it was finally yesterday. It was recent. So it was in a trailer park in Florida, and it's in Florida, so keep that in mind. This guy had apparently discovered, or this woman apparently, let me get this right. Yeah, this guy had apparently discovered his wife was cheating on him. And this guy who his wife was cheating on him with was his neighbor. So he decided to go over to the guy's house. They got into it screaming, or yelling, I guess screaming is not the word for it. And he threatens, I will kill you if you don't shut up. And he got the guy to shut up and do what he wanted, tied him to a bed, took out a pair of scissors, and cut his penis off. I'm sitting here thinking... I've heard of it. Lafayette. So this is, you said this was a United States show? What's the state? There's a few Lafayettes. Okay, I wouldn't know. Most of the crazy shit I hear about happens in Florida, so. Yeah. Louisiana, I want to say is L-O. L-A.
Who are you?
No, that's Louisiana, you're right. I don't know why I said L-O, it's L-A. That's Louisiana. You're right, it's Louisiana. I need to read it for English class. It will. Ah. Wait, class.
Oh yeah, Hadil, you haven't told anyone about your class. So I'm just trying to get arc orbs now.
500 orbs.
I'm about the same.
I need solar orbs, and I still need to get my arc super final blows.
Yeah, you're invited to the party.
Alright. You read like the Cliff Notes version? Well, yeah, and some books can be like ridiculously fucking dry too, so. Giving tattoos to kids that young, huh? Brilliant. Oh yeah, if you've sent me some of them. It's not horrible. At least I don't think it is. That's awesome. I will eventually end up with a couple, I just haven't gotten the money together yet. Oh, you got a Triforce one? I see a lot of those. Yeah, just about anything I would be after would have to be designed.
The Vanguard has detected a spike in hive
I get
energy
it.
coming from deep below the surface of Mars. Nocris, a dangerous hive heretic, is leading some kind of operation to corrupt the planet's core. Take him out.
Well, it means a lot of things. It's pretty common
You can't
symbol.
risk losing Mars to the hive.
That's awesome. I know one of the ones that's going to be a part of what I get is going to be a Clado Heart. Yep, my one of my roommates from college has one. I don't know if I'd ever get anything game related, or if it was, it would be like in another tattoo. It'd be very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Wouldn't be overt.
I do.
Like,
you
I know
are invited if you want to join the chat.
According to Lost Hive scripture,
Well, no.
Nocris is the
Hideo said,
executing
okay, it's making me update first, so I'll just type
Apparently,
it.
he went behind
Okay, I
his
missed that
father's
part.
back to commune with Zul, one of the Hive-born guards.
Pay attention, brother.
Well, I tabbed out to look at something else, and I don't get the chat when tapped out.
We're just talking to Hideo.
These readings. They're coming from those crystals.
In the Twitch, in Twitch chat right now, but,
We need to get rid of those things fast.
Prometheus Lens is so fun. That's awesome, Hideo. Congratulations. Man, I haven't taken an English class in a very, very long time. This is the first class when I started going to college I took. But I took, like, as many... Good?
The Hive's corruption is changing the physical properties of the surrounding rock. Rapid organic growth is occurring.
I had a really good writing
It's
teacher.
spawning
I
ground.
took, but I was taking all my writing and language classes early because I'm really good at them, and I was taking math then too. So it made math a little easier because I didn't have as big of a workload. The only terrible year I had in college was my last year. Specifically my last semester.
This Nocris is even worse than we thought. We're talking necromancy.
I had to
Endless cycles
take
of suffering and
physics,
death, all in
statics,
service of a giant worm
and
god.
one of my final math classes all in the same semester.
Statistics or
Statics.
what's statics?
Okay, so statics essentially looks at a structure. It's like a building or a bridge or whatever, and gives you or it's specialized math, but it gives you like, okay, what would be the force in these structural members, or if this were to twist this way, how much force would be applied in what directions and along what planes?
I know what force is applied in what direction against this member.
Like for my final project for my status class, I had to determine the length of rope, diameter of rope, type of rope, holding up a given platform that had a specific type of vehicle on it, what all the forces in the ropes were, what the total force was, and a bunch of other stuff. It's a pretty insane project.
That sounds like one of the questions on my regular old physics exam.
It was almost as bad. Well, you probably took higher level physics than I did. I only did up to physics 1. I didn't have to take physics 2. Oh, and I had to pass my physics class, and I had to do the labs on my own, because my physics lab time was actually when I was supposed to be in statics. because when my class was scheduled for the final semester came out.
I hate when that happens.
I didn't have any choice if I wanted to graduate. I had already done. I already put $10,000 into the degree. I'm finishing it. I'm guessing around 45 to 50,000 easy. Yeah. No, it's absolutely insane how expensive college is, and that's in Canada where you actually get help. Well, not only that, but they also screw you on your taxes too to cover some of it. So, I mean, you're paying for it regardless either way. It's just whether the cost gets spread out or not. That's the problem with systems like that. They all work great as long as everyone's paying in. The second, or the other way I usually put it, socialism works great until you run it up someone else's money. In the States, though, you gotta remember, it's highly individualistic. So while there are people in the States who have fantastic outcomes, and, you know, even people who aren't, you know, wealth, it doesn't usually go by wealth. It goes by situation. It goes by where you currently sit, and what choices you've made, typically. I don't know. If I'm gonna, I'd rather I make the decision than anybody else makes the decision. Well, I mean, your guys' health service is pretty similar to Britain's, right? Well, I know over in Britain they have a socialized healthcare system too, and a lot of times the government will make decisions on whether you can even get a certain procedure or not, or where you can have that done, or what the wait time is, like things like that. Yeah, money talks. in this. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. What I find interesting about a lot of these countries, Canada, Sweden, Denmark, Poland, is that they're hybrid systems. They're not totally socialist. You guys still have a pretty fairly capitalist system as far as your economy goes, and that's why things still tend to work well. What they're trying to do here in the States, and what a lot of these very radical candidates are trying to do, is no, make everything socialist, and you turn out like Venezuela. You can't have that system work on its own. It just doesn't happen. We're not ants. It depends on what your insurance is. A lot of employers will cover it. I know with insurance, the way insurance typically works is you're on the hook up to a certain amount, and everything in excess of that amount is covered guaranteed. So, no. And the thing a lot of people don't realize is if you go to an ER, they are required by law to treat you. And they're also required by law to treat you fast. They're required by law to treat you within a certain time frame. Now, exactly. Now, the problem with hospitals here in the States, and I'll freely admit there's a problem with it, is we've had a very large intrusion by, which is essentially a government insurance plan. And because of that, the hospitals see it as, okay, this money's coming from the government, we're guaranteed to get it, so we're going to jack our prices up, which screws everybody. So, you can't have a hybrid system there. You're either going to completely socialize it or have a free market system. A free market's what we had, and it worked pretty well. To be fair, it's never been totally free market, but before we had our last president, things were at least a little bit better. But I know right now our health... That depends on what part of it you're talking about. Do I agree with what he says? No. I think some of the stuff he says is important. I don't agree with the way he goes about things as far as diplomacy goes, as far as the way the media is... Well, I can't say the way the media is dealt with because I hate most media. But as far as the economy goes and policy-wise... He's exactly what we asked for. The country was looking for somebody where they were willing to price in the fact they're not going to care about the way he talks or how he acts. They want results. Exactly. And right now, we haven't had a genuine politician like that in years. Last genuine politician I'd say we had was JFK, and they killed him. In my opinion, my problem with Obama was what he did do was through executive order, and that's a huge red flag for me. Because essentially you're going around the entire legislative branch of our government. You're doing things that the people don't want. You're doing things that you might politically believe in, you might think for, but that's not what you were elected to do. Exactly. And not only that, but he was very, very... I don't know, lawful on immigration going in. He was a traditional marriage guy. He was, you know, pretty by the book, I would say, moderate Democrat. But when he got in, he flipped like 270 degrees and turned into a radical. I don't like liars. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he was a bit of an empty suit for the Democrat Party. So, that's my own personal opinion of it. I mean, he spoke well. I'll give him that, but... are you talking about Obama or so the way our elections work, he was during the primary.
But like everyone's against Hillary in the primary, sure.
Well, no, that was the first time. That was one of the first times Hillary had lost the primary. Well, no, I can't say that. One of the first times she lost an election. The only other time was every time she's run for president, she's lost. Every other time aside from that, she's usually done well.
I'm just saying that she always tries, so everyone's against her every time.
Yeah, most definitely. But no, in the actual elections, he was against bring me the names. McCain once, and the other one was God. I ought to fucking know the name. Jesus Christ. One other guy. I can't remember his name for life of me. He lost or won against both of them. They were both moderate Republicans. Nothing really to write home about, your typical politicians. So, I personally wasn't impressed by him. And he was bound to win his first election anyways. There was a guarantee in that. There was no way he was going to lose it. And that's what being the first of anything gets you. Well, unless you happen to be Hillary Clinton. She was probably the most unlikable political candidate I've ever seen.
Mars is safe.
And she would have been an absolute disaster.
Continues to be a disaster.
Well, I mean, I said this when the election was going on, and I'm glad I did, and, you know, people now agree with me. They didn't then. I said, I hope to God she's not president just on the fact that no one will ever elect a woman who truly does deserve it if she becomes president. You know, that was my big concern with Obama, because there's a lot of people who weren't fans of Obama, and now those people are going to be twice as hesitant to elect another black man, not because they're racist, but because the last one didn't turn out well and once bitten, twice shy. Being the first... Welcome to Destiny Stream Politics Edition. Our streams have always talked about anything, my friend, so... with that being said, Broly, can you pull us back to orbit? I have to go take care of something real quick.
I need like 200 more orbs, but I'll do it.
Thank you.